My mother-in-law sabotaged my marriage, claiming I wasn't good enough. When she fell ill, her beloved son dumped her at my doorstep. I told her to get off my property. From the day I met her, my mother-in-law made it her mission to destroy what I had with her son. Our wedding day should have been the happiest day of my life, but she showed up in a white dress, complained about everything from the food to the music, and loudly told anyone who would listen that her son was settling. I tried to brush it off. After all, I was marrying the man I loved, not his mother. But that was just the beginning of her 5-year campaign to tear us apart. Every Sunday dinner became a battlefield. She'd critique my cooking, my appearance, my career choices, all while reminiscing about her son's ex-girlfriend who became a surgeon, you know. When I got pregnant, she suggested a paternity test because we should be sure given your background. I lost that baby at 10 weeks, and she had the audacity to say maybe it was nature's way of correcting a mistake. My husband defended me at first, but as the years passed, he began to withdraw. Her constant whispers that I was holding him back started to take root. A man with your potential shouldn't be tied to someone so ordinary, she'd say, when she thought I couldn't hear. He started working late, missing dinners, becoming irritable around me, all while spending more time with his mother. The final straw came 3 years into our marriage when I discovered he'd been having an affair with a woman his mother had coincidentally hired as her personal assistant. When confronted, he didn't even deny it. Instead, he packed his bags and left, saying he needed someone who could match his ambition. Their divorce lawyer made sure I walked away with almost nothing from our shared life. I spent the next 2 years rebuilding. I moved to a small apartment, threw myself into my work, and eventually saved enough for a modest down payment on a little house. It wasn't much, but it was mine, something no one could take away from me again. Then, last Tuesday, a car pulled into my driveway. My ex-husband stepped out looking older and haggard and opened the passenger door. There she was, my former mother-in-law, looking frail but still wearing that same pinched expression of disapproval. She's had a stroke, my ex explained flatly. I'm traveling to London for a business opportunity that could last months. She needs someone to look after her. And you thought of me? I asked, genuinely confused. You always were good at taking care of people, he said with a shrug. Plus, my girlfriend isn't comfortable having her stay with us. My mother-in-law sat silently in the passenger seat, unable to speak properly from the stroke, but still managing to look down her nose at my modest home. The rehabilitation center said they have no beds for at least 3 weeks, he continued, already walking toward my door with a suitcase. I'll send money for expenses. I stood blocking my doorway, 5 years of painful memories flooding back. No, I said quietly. What? He looked genuinely surprised. Your mother spent years telling you I wasn't good enough. You believed her. You chose her. Now you can keep choosing her. His face flushed with anger. You can't be serious. She's ill. And whose fault is it that she has no friends, no support system, and a son who'd rather dump her on his ex-wife than change his plans? Not mine. I watched as the realization dawned on him that I wouldn't be manipulated again. He looked from me to his mother and back, suddenly understanding that the choices he'd made had consequences. As he reluctantly helped his mother back into the car, I called out, by the way, that opportunity in London? Your girlfriend's already there with someone else. I saw it on Instagram this morning. The look on his face as he drove away was worth every tear I'd ever shed over them.